Very, very warm good evening on this Sunday. This is Arunava Chaudhuri, and you are live on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. It is the 26th of July, 2026. Yes, it's a week after the FIFA World Cup final. The Duran Cup has started yesterday with the Kolkata derby, in which Mohun Bagan won 1-0 against East Bengal. And the ISL, a lot of things are happening in and around that as well. So therefore, we'll surely talk about that. And as always, like, share, and subscribe Arun Foot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias, visit arunfoot.com, and do support me as well on those platforms. We stand today at 4,674. So we've grown a little bit. Yeah, we're inching closer to the 5,000 mark. And therefore, thank you very, very much as that. And do watch my short videos, as I always say. Um, I did something today on the potential Brazil match in Kolkata, or rather, I took it to the next level. I think, which nobody's discussing, is Brazil set to play in Kolkata, or might they be playing someone else? So therefore, let's wait and see, and let's see what happens on that front. Hi, Shohan, welcome back. I got many news and updates for you. I want your opinion. Okay, let's talk about them. Yeah, before that, let me just quickly post the Brazilian thingy on my. I forgot to actually post it here in the timeline, which I wanted to do, and we'll speak about that surely as well. And I'll get to your points, Shoham, and also to the other points that others might have. Let me just fix that at the top. 1 second, let me pin the message, and I'll be back with you immediately. Right, let's get into this. Even one winner runners up money that they got, we were adjusted with the partition fee. Same goes down up as well. The IFL winners price tag has been adjusted. That is 55 lakh. Yeah, sure. I mean, that was said and done. Um, I spoke about it when I did a video about it. I said preparations, and we'd spoken about it. Fees pending, Interkashi, Jamshedpur FC, and again East Bengal. There's no clarity on the structure in regard to who is East Bengal. So that's the first question to be answered, because East Bengal FC at the moment is it East Bengal FC or is it East Bengal Club, right? So if you look at yesterday, um, so therefore a lot of questions that need to be answered. um but again, East Bengal FC yesterday played last year, so that also um yeah, raises a few questions, a few eyebrows here and there. But again, that's where it is and stands at the moment, and we'll see where it goes. Intercash and Jamshedpur both wrote letter to AIFF for extension date of positive to operation issue, and both Intercash and Jamshedpur decided to give them extension to 31st. AIFF has given them the green signal till 31st of July, but with the condition that till date they pay the 55 lakhs daily, 1 lakh penalty must be paid. So it's 55 lakhs plus 1 daily until they pay. Yeah. And if they fail to pay the money, then the league will go on regardless, and broadcaster okay if the teams are not increased. I don't know where the broadcaster conversation comes in, and you know, and again, to me the question is, where does the broadcaster come in? This is a pure conversation between the clubs and the AIFF in regard to how the structure of the ISL should needs to be. I think that's the conversation at this moment in time. And Jamshedpur, I'm a little surprised. Still don't know what. Again, I've not been able to find out what the real issue is over there, but because they've actually built quite a good team. If I look at it at the moment, look at also the team that they put out today in the Duran Cup. But again, a lot of questions to be asked, and therefore that's the thing. So therefore, there is no answer to that. And yeah, so therefore, for me, a lot of questions remain. So therefore, for me, again, um, and Intercash is a totally different issue where the owners are clearly looking at things, you know. Um, so therefore, for me, yeah. So for me, that's something which is a reality of that, and therefore, let's wait and see what the clubs do. If they find a solution which is suitable to them, and yeah. So that's the state of that. Right. Hola Temu, welcome back. Just finished watching Indian Army versus Samaleshwari. What if is the one in the Army football team? Sunil, Abhishek, Jitso were some outstanding performers. Yeah, but again, I've raised that question mark. Who's playing again? This Samaleshwari Sporting Club. What level of a club is that, right? So therefore, for me, all of these things are again. It's a preseason, and yeah, yeah. Can the sports was thing be delayed because of the current politics in India? No. So it has nothing to do with this scenario and all. There is a internal timeline of the um, sports ministry of the government of India, of the Indian Olympic Association. They are currently in Glasgow for the Commonwealth Games 2026. The aim is to have it ready for LA Olympics 2028, and potential bid of India's for 2029 for the 2036 Olympics. So that nothing to do with football. Therefore, again, I've said this, I think, as one of the few people again and again and again and again. The whole thing. Um, for me, so therefore for me, um, it'll take time and it has to be done right. Uh, you know, and let's see what is going to happen. Tentative budget that is made between IFL and AIFF production. Production broadcast transmission 4.83 crores, digital marketing 2.41 crore, commercial admin 0.98 crore, league governance 1.38 crore, match official 2.21 crore, integrity, legal doping 0.36 crore, and parachute payment to consider after league revenue target is achieved. And floodlight services 0.6 crore. Yeah. Um, Total league expense budget operating expense 15.16 crore. Total budget will be 21.34. These are all included floodlight subsidy and calculation will be given by FF. Okay. Every club must give 1.95 crore to make this model work. Shoham, again, if you're saying that there's accommodation of subsidy and accommodation, actually the clubs are paying it for themselves. So we have to be honest enough to look. If you look at this model, um, then we have to understand of where we are at this moment in time. That the FF who used to get 50 crores from Reliance, no questions asked, now has to raise money to try and keep the um, you know uh, need to work towards running that, because they're not getting money to, the ISL was being organized, no money had to be played, and so therefore, yeah, so therefore this is a difficult one, because I know that by saying that last season clubs had to pay 25 lakhs to as just participation fees, the clubs weren't happy about that. And that was, some said, hey, listen, it needs to go down to 10 lakhs. Others have said, oh, it has to go up to 40. But then the other costs involved in running the Indian Football League, formerly I League. And yeah, so that's the thing. Overrated, yes, of course, Renan. Because everyone else gets a free pass, right? Because the AFF is so bad at the moment, everybody else who's not doing his or her job properly is not questioned. The whole system needs to be questioned, right? And that is what I've said. I stick to it, and yeah, and yeah. So therefore, that's the thing. People were saying to push Gutta as AF president, the level of narrative he created, people were so delusional. Someone commented he will be the one leading India to World Cup. We aren't even in Asia. Then again, ask just simple ask these people who are saying all of this. It says, listen, who got us Kalyan Chaube? Who got us Kalyan Chaube? Mr. Bajaj, right? He got us banned by FIFA also. So never forget that. With all the things that these people do with narratives, point these things out, right? Hey Raj, welcome back. What I feel is AFF didn't want to do the trials and all of the players. They could simply send the winners of U14 age groups to play the under 15 World Cup. That is Minerva. If we're going to hold multiple trials for this U15 tournament, best players will be selected. So what's the problem, Sean? Again, I am fed up of Indian football fans glorifying the under 15 football festival to be organized by FIFA. It is a bloody football festival, guys. It is just for the kids to gain some experience. It is not about results. It is just about the exposure, right? So it makes no sense. All of this talking, this, that, whatever. They have no one's looking us. So therefore the problem is we need to be true to the thing. So Thomas Singh was under contract. He sent notice to Interkashi was not being acknowledged by the club. It looked like NOC would give him a players committee if his notice is right. Yeah, sure. Supposedly that has happened, yes. And he's supposed to join FC Goa. Does the Scottish League also operate by clubs? Yes. I think most of the leagues are operated either by a club, most are club run or have some third party involvement. Rarely do national federations operate and own a league. Is there any update on Kerala vs. FC takeover from current owners? Bharat, no. Supposedly, talks have gone in the right direction. That is what I've heard lately. But I will not be able to tell you if the talks really have really gone in the right direction or not. Did you watch the field medal announcement? No, I didn't on it through. Do you see the new IFL done decently were given rights to IFL clubs? Do you think they did a good job? Renal, that's the question, right? Did they do it properly, right? And again, people will always say, oh, because again, my standards are a little higher, I guess. And that would be the case both for the ISL and for the IFL. And the question is, are these people really willing to up the standard or just survive or just say, listen, we've done well, we've done this, we've done that? No, it can be always better, right? But the reality is that the IFL, looks interesting in that, yeah. But again, at the end of the day, I have to also look at the quality of the football. Yeah. How good a screen was Sotaros had a goal of Messi's cross on my right wing area. Good headers during this tournament. Most probably much better than that one. Cost will divide 11 clubs, then it comes to 1.94 crore, most probably 1.38 crores. We want that each club must pay to move. Yeah, but again, as I said, from the clubs are not willing to pay 25 lakhs. Some are saying this now would pay 10. Again, there'll be a lot of discussions. Let's see where this whole goes, right? The problem of the All India Football Federation today is, and I say this again, I said this just a little while ago, that the AIFF needs the money to run its operation. The problem is they got 50 crores without any questions asked, right? And, you know, and your problem is that money's gone. Now you're saying clubs run ISL, run IFL, run IWL, or rather Capri run IWL. So all of that in-house that they have had, so to say, or in the ISL was external, but again, without doing anything, they were getting money. And so that's the thing. Careful when using Messiah's name could get you a legal notice. But yeah, if it happens, it happens. And again, what to say? Hi Gaurav. Hi Blue. Welcome back. I was said bad refereeing. Your thoughts about that? Does it come back in football? No, no, the bad refereeing thing is ingrained into what it is. And again, if I've seen the World Cup, I would say the Indian refereeing has been better last season. What are the clubs that do active grassroots? FC Goa, Punjab CBC, maybe any others? Bharat, you most probably are talking about youth. I don't think that these clubs are doing good grassroots, right? Um, Effective grassroots, I think rarely of these top level clubs are doing. Someone created a narrative that Richard is the one who was heading the under 15 grassroots World Cup and gone to Richard's tweet and gone against him. Richard said it's a mere grassroots festival. Yeah, Renner, but Richard is not an AFF staff, right? And that's the problem. And some said we have to win these festival tournament with the level of delusion. Yeah, but that's the problem, right? Then that's my whole point. The under 15 football festival, World Cup / football festival. I think I'll do a separate video on that. Is our Indian football fans are really, yeah, that's the craziness of the thing, right? So therefore, if I look at you know um it's a problem in the way that is structured, and you know, and that's going to be a very interesting thing to see, right? Azerbaijan is set to host it. Everyone is supposed to come. It'll take place from the 22nd to the 31st of October. And if I've understood the system right, is that you can play matches, and what will happen is that according to your position in the table, if you win or if you not win, if you're top of the group, they're not saying win. If you're top of the group, you're going to play other teams who finish top. If you finish second, play teams, and depending on your position, I don't know how many groups, how many teams are going to be in there. So you get, I don't know how many matches. I got to get 5-6 matches in that short space of time. I don't even know if the ruling is that you have to have, each player has to have X number of minutes and all that kind of stuff. Right. Carabas's new ownership is almost done deal, but they're currently checking the accounting books and deal code. I don't know, Shom, who's telling you that. Again, my information is different, but again, yeah, go ahead. Problem with Shippers is any decision to take, they must consult the higher authorities of the club, then make decision on the new model. Shom, I think that's a problem that a lot of entities have, and in this case, I think Tata Steel, again, there were conversations last season. Tata Steel saying thank you very much, Tata bye bye. Right. So that is my point. Is are we back to that conversation? That Tata Steel is actually hinting at saying, you know what, I don't want to actually run an ISL team, you know, and yeah, that's the situation. Right? How was blamed referees supposedly? That's why you see it's been 10 years since they changed the jersey color. So it's not a see, and that is something that people are constructing. And this, I'm fed up of this now. People are constructing these things, saying, oh, you know what? No, it's even if Tata Steel or Tata as a group is a company, there are other reasons behind of these things. But again, someone says that and you guys all write it down and parroted it. Sorry to say that, use that word, sorry. I say that in advance, but again, most Indian players get offers or trials from foreign clubs through connections, like through some kind of agency or personal contact with clubs, agents. Most of them work that way. Yeah, Timu. um, I don't know if you know how this works, but that's how the business works, right? Because I myself have enabled Indian players trials and training stints abroad, and that has all come to relationships, of course. Why would someone anywhere in the world offer an Indian football player an opportunity? Just think about it. Forget today, yesterday, or even 20, 30 years ago. Why would someone offer the opportunity to an Indian footballer to get a trial here or there? Right? That's your problem. That is our standard. Our standard is at a level where people are not going to give us opportunities. As much as I hate it myself. But I know if in today's world, and it happened this summer again, you know, um, that's the thing. Right. So therefore, um, it's not easy. And again, when people give you the opportunity to an Indian footballer, and afterwards the standard is as it is, then it's a problem, right? So therefore, for me, um, it's always difficult, and therefore there is no one. Yeah, no one is going to give us our players an opportunity except via either an agency or the agent has a contact, or yeah, Ashish Negi has tried it. I have tried it. Yogesh Joshi, other people have tried. Nuno's tried it. Rajpur tried it. We've all done it via our contacts, right? There's no one going to give if an Indian footballer goes out and asks, no one's going to give them a trial, and that happened last winter. Happened, you know. So yeah. So video FC Barcelona 12 team, the shitting ad is like years ahead of so-called Insta Hype Academy. So Rava, they're most probably better than most academies around the world at that age, with the technical aspect that they have. Is this the most non-hype Durant Cup? Literally, no one talking did not watch except the derby. Even the derby was not hyped and discussed. There's no foreigners. Blue, yeah. To answer your first question, is it the most non-hyped? Yes, it is 100%. The question is why. I wouldn't understand. Again, I've seen a lot of tweets yesterday. Oh, surprised that there was a derby. Yeah. So, so therefore, for me, yeah, I think the World Cup happening, so much interest in the World Cup, and the timing's wrong. the timing of the Duran Cup for me, and it needs to be interlinked somehow to the Indian Super League that clubs want to use it at preseason. If you're playing in July and August and your season starts in October, the tournament has no value, right? The Kolkata clubs are playing because they're forced in. Same, most of the clubs who are playing are forced into playing this. The top clubs, you know, um, and that's the thing that difficult, right? For me, that is very difficult, and we don't have an answer to it, right? So again, the you know, you said that regarding internship pussy. Blue, that's what I'm saying. People are parroting what XYZ is saying. A lot of things that Ashish says is right. One of the thing might not be true or might not be factually true, right? It happens. Even not everything that I say is right. So therefore, for me, it is very important that yeah, to stick with the facts. And sometimes you guys sell stuff as fact from someone who said something which might actually be an opinion of someone or an assumption. I always say when I don't know something, I say, I think it is this way or that way. So my request to you is always be careful what you put out there. Roti to Real Madrid is in talks. If it happens, how will you see it for both? Blue for Real Madrid, brilliant signing because their midfield has had a problem since Casemiro left, since Luka Modric left, and since Toni Kroos retired. So, uh, and therefore, yeah, that's the quality, right? That's the quality that Rodri has. And I love that Rodri got the player of the tournament award at the World Cup because I think he is the best player. And yeah, therefore, if he goes to Madrid, I would congratulate Real Madrid for that signing. And Jose Mourinho has been doing a lot of things in regard to rectifying the defensive structure of the team. And yeah, and yeah, let's wait and see where we are. So therefore, let's wait and see what happens. Right, I see the connection is a little dicey. One second, let me just listen and just try and sort it out for 1 second. Let me I hope the connection now is better. Um, yeah, it looks like it's better now. Okay. So for me, Rodri going to Real Madrid would be a big move and a positive move for the club and for the player. You've won everything with Man City, even though I think yeah, he's been great with City, but Real Madrid is Real Madrid. The sports photo topic completely vanished. Will it happen? Yes. Light, it will happen. Therefore, for me, just give it time. As I said, it was the topic of the hour, and yeah, the Messiah has done things and still doing it is just making sure Indian football fans hate his academy players, which is sad. Yeah, yeah. He's not gonna get the backlash. Yeah, the kids will. Yeah. Thoughts on Manisha Kalyan, new club joiner. She's playing good leagues. That's good. Let's see how our future goes. Janata leagues than India, but is it really the top leagues? It isn't, right? She's on the periphery. She needs to get into Western Europe. Would be, you know, and let's see, and so let's wait and see. Morocco head of scouting is looking towards their foreign origin players who are born in other countries. I heard they have more than 3,000 players eligible for Morocco in younger age categories. Does India have this kind of diaspora pool of 1,000 to 2,000 players when a person is coming around a sports passport? Do we have the kind of pool? Kemo, we don't have a pool in that way. Morocco has been doing the scouting for I don't know years, how many years. If you think about Bouadi, and that's my best example, who played for Morocco at the age of 18. He was captain of the France under 21s in March, and then in June, July, he's playing the World Cup for Morocco. And that's the problem that the European teams have, right? I rarely can offer an 18, 19, 20-year-old the chance to play a World Cup or play in the national team. Ibrahim Masab, Germany, is a very good example who decided to play for Algeria because the German Federation couldn't say, hey, at 19, we're going to give you a chance to play for Germany. So therefore, they have an opportunity. Our talent pool at the moment is not in the thousands, and therefore, again, your problem is, Timu, that once this whole conversation gets serious, you know, and so therefore for me, um, yeah, so therefore for me, let the sports passport happen, and then the real work really starts. Will protest and sports passport when it comes with this fake patriot narrative and fake. Oh, that guy. Let him do whatever he wants. If he opposes the sports passport, I think, yeah, whatever. Is it possible Massa given to everyone a 15 traditional form pyramid plan with zero cost have to bear? Where is he getting money from? Donation public. So just again, I've said this to you guys. Leave him aside. Let him do his stuff. Let us focus on the real things. Let's focus on the real things. I love to talk to you guys, but I'm fed up of talking about stuff which is not taking Indian football any way forward. Right? It is not helping our football. It is not doing anything good for our football. It's just you know uh, airtime, money, which could have been utilized in a much better way for Indian football. Opinion about Carabas's investors. Pachkar, I don't know enough about them to have an opinion. But again, if someone is willing to invest, I would see this as a positive given the reality of where Indian football at the moment stands. People should ask Mr. to play against FC Barcelona U12. Yeah. Indian leagues seem to be on rapid competition to downgrade all Duran Cup, ISL, and League hype year by year. Well done. Vision 2047 in action when nobody sees you. You do best. Shanata, whatever you want to call it, that is being organized by the army. I think the timing is wrong. Just days after the World Cup, and you start with the derby. And again, everybody seems to be doing that, wants to do that mistake that you scheduled a derby because you think it'll give you eyeballs and this and that and everything. And we see that yesterday it backfired, right? I mean, I can't say anything because I got, with my watch along yesterday, more than 10,000 views. So I'll say, for me, it's actually great, brilliant. But, and, yeah, so therefore, and therefore for me, um, again, Vision 2047 is dead anyway, because if you see what we're supposed to achieve by 2026, none of that stuff was achieved. So therefore, again, it is to have a plan is nice. To have a theoretical plan is nice. What the implementation is the most important part, and that's the problem. Chitani took senior player trials into 18 years ago, and my colleague friend Romero had been paranoid about not getting selected even now. Yeah. Happened in those days, and the late TK Chatuni, different level. According to you, which is the best football academy in present times that can compete with foreign academies? Bashka, we don't have an academy which can compete with foreign academies. That's it. That's the first promise. And therefore, for me, that doesn't exist. And secondly, which are the best academies? Most probably, Bangalore FC, Punjab FC, FC Goa, right? Then it's been video got a chance to play World Cup. If FIFA increased the teams from 48 to 64, he also took a dig at someone. I want to like you, Dhanraj and Ashish. Thanks, from again, anyone and everyone can do and talk about these things as I've done. As I said, if we want to qualify on merit, even a 64 team World Cup at the moment where we stand, no chance. Right? If you asked me 5-7 years ago, I would have said, oh, you know what, 64 teams, yeah, we have a chance. Right? So therefore, we're out of that conversation at the moment. Sadly, that's my disappointment. Was India's result in June AFC qualifiers in 2000 the best result India ever had? Renal, it was the 2002 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. 8th of April 2001, Bangalore. I was there, and yeah, if you look at, I don't know any other team ranked. What were the rank? We were ranked 124 as India. UAE, coached by the legendary Henri Michel, ranked 64th. And yeah. Who's your favorite Ballon d'Or candidates? Top of the list would most probably be Rodri because of the World Cup. Otherwise, I would like to add. Who do I add? Mm, I would have to add Ousmane Dembele. Harry Kane comes into the list. Um, Michael Olise, Kylian Mbappe. Those are the guys that most probably make that list. 2027 transfer window, crazy rumors of Holland to Madrid. We need to Arsenal, Rodri to Madrid. So no bang a transfer, even if rumors, these are insane. Just hearing it, this is so crazy. Yeah, but Shanlata, for me, again, maybe you guys love these things or that this is that everything, blah blah. That's again, you keep this so-called transfer economy alive, or this transfer discussion economy alive. Nobody knows what's going to happen. You're right. Let's see what happens this summer, and then we talk about next summer. Right? It's very very far away from where we are today at this moment. Rodri to City might be fantastic if United firstly City lose Rodri and as the possibility Germany to United increases. Rodri to Real Madrid. Let's see. Is City going to cut down spending or not? Yes, I think yeah. You know, so I think there are a lot of clubs who are looking to readjust their spendings, but the problem has been in the market is that you're fighting and you know, um, yeah. Let's wait and see what happens. Why doesn't India stop this? I think Argentina play third party friendly, which failed badly. Messi come to India for you. And Rama Brazil come to India. No chance. Waste embarrassment. Shanlata, why was the Argentina one a failed match? Who tells you that the match failed? Again, guys have opinions, but sometimes if you don't know things, this happened 15 years ago. It was a huge success at the time. Playing in Kolkata and then playing in Dhaka. And the guys who organized it or who want to now organize the Brazil thing, they're a sports management company who do these kind of things. So for them, it makes sense. It's not an embarrassment in that way, right? After saying out of Germany, silent despite settings that in matches and play with real academies. Yeah, Raj. But that's the thing, right? Playing real academies makes no sense for these people now because then they will be exposed. Manisha Kalyan and signed for a Greek top left. Is that a big step up? No. Patosh, she was in Greece. She was at PAOK, went to um, Peru and now returns to Greece. Good for her. But as I said just a little earlier, to me is if we want to talk about success for her, she needs to get into Western Europe. There are more than 100 Argentine players in and football. How do you play football? Who said whoever? There are more than you think. If you look through, um, the leagues. If you do that Moroccan model, who are starting, I think at under 14 level, you will find a few hundred most probably. And again, the problem with the few hundreds is a lot of these boys will actually stop playing football in a few years. But that's again a different conversation to have. But at the moment, that's the way it is. Right, nearly 34 minutes of this Sunday Indian football and more discussion. Thank you for joining in. If you haven't, please do give it a like. 9 likes so far. Thank you very much. And share with others. And if you haven't, do subscribe to the channel. We stand at 4,676. Thank you very much. So 354 to go to reach the 5,000 mark. And do watch my short videos. Yeah, I did put out a video on the Brazil Seleção Kolkata match visit, but also an interesting twist to it because there's another conversation happening which no one has discussed it so far. So become larger sports pass, it becomes an option. Most probably. As I've said, Babalu's animation, I've said it now a lot of times that to me, once that becomes a reality, a lot of kids who we don't even know, are of Indian origin will crop up. People don't realize how much talent Morocco, the level of the depth they have in Europe is massive. We don't even have the level of players they have. The players are all playing top leagues. Yeah, we don't even have half level. I think we don't even have 1/4 of that level. Other Asian countries are joke, even if it's increased for 48 teams to 6 for India, never going to play the World Cup until some of the major steps include sports passport. Yeah, Temo, that's the problem. Leave them, sir, they're coping as India is not able to play World Cup themselves. Happy, I think India playing U15 World Cup week. Yeah, Shanlata. This was in Twitter and he completely vanished there. I hope he gets it posted. I mean, Instagram. Yeah, Ashish has started a campaign. Support Ashish on Insta now as well. Very important. Brothers coming to India to play friendly. Oh, let's wait and see. There are talks about it to potentially play in Kolkata, but there's another bigger thing to maybe play even Argentina. Again, I've spoken about it in the video. Watch it and listen to it. There's some resentment about the sports board from the players as they wouldn't get to play enough. There was some backlash from Bangladeshi players. But again, players who want to play need to be better. Simple as that. And even the Bangladeshi players, I've heard some you saying there's resentment. Yes, there will be some resentment, but the better ones will be saying, listen, you know what, we're getting better quality players, we'll be better as a team. Don't have should be a cup with 2 8-team group happening 1 month before September. No, it's two groups of 8 teams. Again, 7 matches is too much. Blue, you again, 24 teams and again 14 16 teams you normally wouldn't talk about, and so that's the thing. According to you, the flop 11 of the World Cup, Fernando Muslera, Kimmich, Lucas Digne, centre back Gabriel. Okay. Hitesh, where is the rest of your team? Okay, we'll go through it once you've listed it. Do you think Kolkata club should be more youth development with the money resource they have? They should be front runners, right? Yeah, I know, but they don't bother again. They're not interested. They're not bothered. So therefore, that conversation doesn't happen, right? If I don't want to do youth development, again, we can talk youth development all day long. But if someone doesn't want to do it, what am I going to do, right? So for me, that's the biggest problem. We can talk for days, right? For days, we can talk about youth development, right? So for me, that's the biggest problem, and that's the challenge. That's the challenge which was there, which is there, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know when we will fulfill that. Uh, and both teams wanted it not to happen. Also, it's not a knockout. That will better. What is the group stage thing? It's actually reduces hype and open. Blue again. Too early. Too early in the season. Players are slowly coming in. This and that, everything, right? So without foreigners also to start off with, yeah, reality. I really thank West Bengal government's forces to make online ticketing rather than the redemption problem. Yeah, that's a good thing. And the power of the Bidhannagar police has been curbed on the matter. Vision 2047 Goa 20 was to go for understand work on regular basis. Look where we are now. Yeah, not regular basis. We should qualify once on merit, right? And yes, what Kumar goalkeeper on Benjamin Ankit Bharti? No, nothing. Not good. So Stanley's contract, yes, Sunil staying another season. Dhanraj Bhai is also one of the creators like Ashish Bhai and you create so much on Indian football. Thanks, Shanata. Do you think we have football seeing culture than a playing culture? Yes. Before I continue, Renal, forget the football only. India is a sports consuming culture, right? So, and that's the thing. So I thought so football in African countries and the left football playing culture there is a massive. We don't. Yeah, Renal, that's the problem. So we were couch potatoes. India is a country of couch potatoes who love to watch things rather than play. And Diamante and Rodi Tremor, how do you rate these signings? What's your view on Vinicius? Oh no, let's wait and see. I don't think again you're asking me the questions if it's done. Diamante, Leipzig doesn't want to sell him. Leipzig wants to keep him at least for another year. That's one. Rodri, I think City will have something against it. Otherwise, they'll have to offer them ridiculous money. And the Vinny thing, again, if you bring in the right replacements, Vinny is a difficult character, right? So yeah. Could you please search Thomas Vavlert is the big thing in up here at an age he's playing for say Anderlecht in Belgium top league express wish to play for India recently. Yeah, he's one of the many. I watched Indian football since 2015. I noticed few difference between the time and now. We had manager who had certain plan in his mind and AFF gave him whole backing as well. But now we don't have quality manager and the quality players. Yeah, AFF don't care much as well. They just want to fill their seat. So to say they don't care would be a little, again, I know the people, sometimes it's not about they don't care. Yeah, they do care. They just don't have the knowledge and understanding. That's the problem. If we compare Durant Cup and AIFF tournament, Durant was pleasing to eye in terms of watching experience. Yeah, Sujal, it is. But again, My question to the Indian Army would be, what's the value? The Durand Cup, being the third oldest football tournament in the world, needs to have a certain value, and clubs are opting out. And even the Army guys, the spokesperson, I think, said a few days before the tournament, said, listen, a lot of clubs actually turned us down this year. And then the question is not asked. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens. As I've been saying this for long, if you want to truly support Indian football, stay away from people, YouTubers who show unrealistic hopes. Yeah. Yeah. Um, we need to live in the reality of the moment, right? So therefore, for me, that's very, very important. And yeah, let's wait and see where we head. Can you bring a producer, etc.? Renal, I wanted to do some stuff with these guys, but I just haven't had the time. It was tough to watch last year's Super Cup final, but today I watched Army versus them and really sat through the whole game happily. Yeah, but Sujal, yeah. But again, what's the standard of this? What is Sambalpur? Um, uh, what's the standard of this game that you're watching, right? Samaleshwari, Sambalpur, Samaleshwari Sporting again, and Indian Army. AIFF is going to conduct the ISL this season by club model. AIFF is not going to conduct anything. The ISL clubs are going to conduct it because the ISL clubs have taken over the rights. Did Nondamba Nauram get a trial for 1 month in Scandinavian League while he was 17 and 18? Why did it fell off? Not sure and who supposedly Ndomba got a trial, but I know that Ashish tried something for him, which never transpired. Problem with these Indian football Insta pages, they unnecessarily start hyping things. Yeah, and I've now what's being pushed on my timeline is now every day I think I get 5, 6, 7 messages a day with some Indian origin, this, that, everything. And I think I'm looking at and like where they're playing, what are they playing. We have so many boys with Indian passports in Spain at the lower end, right? Um, the top ones have been Jay Gupta and Ishan Pandita, but otherwise, yeah. Time for someone demand for Kalyan Chaubey resignation. Snappy, you can. You demand it. Is it going to happen? No. So therefore, go and demand it, right? Is it going to happen? I say no. In Derby, the East Bengal fans were less compared to more and less hyped during Cup. Raj, I don't know. I mean, with East Bengal also, has winning the ISL changed something? And this is something again. If there are any East Bengal fans in there here listening and discussing this, I would love to know because to me, I feel nothing much has changed, and that is something which to me would be disturbing. If I see East Bengal FC and if I see things, I would have hoped that things would be better. So let's wait and see. Hi, Stephen. Welcome back. Dinya, yeah. Big protest needed in West Bengal, Kerala, and whole Northeast against Kalyan Chaubey to resign. Yeah, but exactly, will it make a difference? I don't. Again, you can go ahead, do your protests, right? I've even told you. I don't know who said it a few times a while back. Um, and do a protest in front of Football House. Go and record it. So, but will it change anything? Will the people care? Will they bother? I don't know. Right? Messiah said he won't release players for national team if he ain't become the coach. He's learning. Players aren't patrolling there, aren't bleeding blue. Never such a group. I just tell you, he can't become the coach because he doesn't have the license. First of all, secondly, how much success did he have with the futsal team? Wasn't he the manager of the Indian futsal team, which went to the Asian qualifiers and didn't do well? Just to ask. And I myself, as an OC, I will tell you, it is actually the other way around. You know what? I bet with you that we bleed more blue than any, sorry, Indian citizen. But hey, will you believe it? No. It's all about reality or was it just distraction? Stephen, it has nothing to do with the Indian football system. And again, I tell you guys, one request. I make the effort of doing this, um, with the videos. And spend 6 to 8 minutes of your time on those videos where I actually answer a lot of these questions that you're asking in detail, in depth. Because here on these Q&A sort of sessions where I try to answer your questions, I'm trying to give you an answer in 15 to 30 seconds, maybe a longer one, it's a minute. So therefore for me, Stephen, just look up. There's a lot of I think 4, 5, 6 videos on the topic. I've done a video with the timeline. I think it's video 1499 is I think the video, is it? Was it? Yeah, 1499. How long will it take to implement the Indian sports passport? Watch it. Um, and to answer you, no, it's not a distraction because it's a project of the Indian Olympic Association and the Sports Ministry. They're working on it. What do you think about Mumbai City FC Youth Development? See no players produced by club. MCFC, we did produce the one and the other player. So say none would be wrong, but it could have been more. Yes, 100%. So I was talking about financial problem which Arjun didn't come previous year. I told from Indian football that these are bad. Didn't mention, but I also agree it's companies' work and not embarrassment. Shanlata, again, I was talking about 2011 because last year has nothing to do with an Argentinian problem. It's a Kerala internal problem. So don't mix up these things. And if you're talking about Argentina coming to India, has nothing to do with Indian football. Get that right. Messi coming to India has nothing to do with Indian football. If Brazil comes, has nothing to do with Indian football. It is about those teams, right? And so therefore, for me, these things have nothing to do with each other. I was in East Bengal will make more young players as he did with other clubs in past. Did he? Okay, that's new to me. He did that in Takashi, but at ATK and Mohun Bagan, he was always working with the seniors, I thought. It's about India's on the edge of getting out of 26 rank in AFC, considering upcoming fixture, how many possibilities India starting qualification first round. Shan, that is a real danger. You call it possibility, it is a danger. For Indian football, there is a real danger that we might drop down and might be forced in the first round early next year. The other clubs in Kolkata are a century old, but they did not get the recognition of what East Bengal won. Yes, of course. You know, CCFC or CCFC or CFC. Um, one would be another one, and Indian club. And then all these teams which I've even forgotten. So there are tons of them. Is Shillong also doing decent work? They're given incentives by the government. What can they do to make the players next level by Shillong? Yeah, they're producing good players for Shillong level, but again, when these guys go to the ISL, they very often fizzle out. So again, that's why I'm saying that's when I list academies, I don't list Shillong because even I could list Aizawl has actually done better work than Shillong. Shillong gets a lot of good players. Aizawl FC or Mizoram football, look at players coming through. If I just look at players, Tulunga, Puipuya, who've been successful last season at Mumbai City, these players are coming through. I feel bad. Many Indians getting trapped in a sad story. He's saying 20th of will reach World Cup, FIFA World Cup, nothing will happen. 20 days, 15, 5 turn, if you're able to 0.1 Messi, leave 1%. I don't use Insta I'm helping like God people commenting, sir, please make we will support get trapped in disaster. Yeah, but again, just ask the question to these people. He talked about 2030. Where's the result? It was talking 5, 6 years about 2030. Nothing happened. 2034. I think 2034, the story is also died. I think now, if you're looking at the team, we're looking at 2038. Khalid Koulibaly, Vitinha, Frederic Valverde, Bruno Fernandes, Leroy Sané, Neymar. Okay, and who else do you have? Cristiano Ronaldo and Roberto Martinez as coach. Okay, Hitesh. Is that your list or you've just put out? Is that your list? Let me know. So yes, he is. I was lost the first day, which is just a preseason tournament. People, Everton failed coach, especially the rivals. That's the joke, no? Again, it's yeah, but it's a Duran Cup and it's a derby. You have to take it. Resign Khalid Jamil, yeah. My good friend Gunnar Serene took a 20 crore loan to build a dome stadium, lost his home, his business when he defaulted on the loan. Oh. Chanakudi Tales, yeah. That's very sad to hear. I think Kolkata clubs are very short-sighted. They don't realize that if they are a quality carrier, they will not have to overspend this much and can operate even with less finances. So, Joel, they are not. They don't think about long term. For them, um, the next match, the next season is the most. The upcoming season is the most important. They think about the long term, right? So, yeah. Italian football downfall was when they signing old players from Spain, France, UK, France, and Germany, not giving young players from Italy. Reason not qualifying World Cup twice. No, I don't think that the problem is Stephen. Yeah, 100% the thrice, not twice. Stephen, the problem is with the young players, yes, but the problem with the young players is because the academies in Italy are not good. The youth training, the coaching, and all that stuff seems to be problems. So yeah, reality. There's a roundup player who has signed for ISL club. What is his name? And FA is young and can really had spark in the team. Sure, I don't know who you're talking about. Dada, how many states run district and corporate level leagues across age groups apart from Mizoram? What are corporate level leagues in age groups? Corporate level leagues would be a senior level league, right? District leagues, I don't know how many district leagues that you would have to dissect the whole country. But district means, are you meaning city leagues, district leagues? Like, is the are we yeah? You have a lot of leagues. You have in Kerala, you have the Premier League. You've got in Bangalore League. You've got a Mysore League. You've got a Maharashtra's got multiple leagues. So tons of them. How many have won? Again, that would someone have to compile the data, and then you would be able to look at it. Future of Kerala Blasters, Nitin, up in the air at the moment. I would say. You know, we need Indian football Janata Party like CJP. Okay. I think at the end of this year, the AIFF president and Kalyan is showing not continue. Let's see, Devashish, what happens. Isma makes me angry. Have great team, but choke against Mohun Bagan. XNP, they don't have a great team yet. If you look at that team and look at the Mohun Bagan team and look at the experience that the Mohun Bagan team has, then I at least am not surprised that Mohun Bagan won the game. Right? What if Durant gets an AFC slot? That would compel clubs to play here. Why would you give a Durant slot, AFC slot to Durant? What is the value of the Durant Cup? Is a preseason tournament. So you don't make it bigger and more important than he is. Someone again, and this is what the AFF and I remember I told someone in the AFF, I said, guys, you need to tell the Durant committee where they stand, how important this, you know. Um, so therefore, for me, that's the problem. I had this conversation 2006, 2007 when I did some work around the Durant Cup. And the army guys, was it Brigadier Kundu? Yeah, I think Brigadier Kundu. I think it was Brigadier Kundu. And I told him, I said, that's where you are in a world where, you know, um, that things will change. And I remember I had a long conversation 2006 with Novi Kapadia where I said, Novi, your days of all these tournaments across India are gone. The world runs on league football. It doesn't run on tournament football. That is the main realization. And the Durand Cup in its current form, again, if I'm running a club, I would think twice of sending my team to the tournament. I would most probably do what, for example, Jamshedpur have done. Some senior players, some junior players, mix it up and actually give the junior players a chance. It is not, again, if it was of that importance, I would play my team in the tournament. The parties, just to form. Example, go guys, do it. Right? Do it. Yeah. I don't understand hate towards Kalyan. Yes, his tenure has not gone right, but completely his fault. No, the circumstances he got very little time to prepare all the things. If my India plays and wins the World Cup, please go ahead. Shubham, again, the first part is right. Little time to prepare things, yeah, but then you're not qualified enough, na? You're just proving the point to me that sorry, Kalyan, you're not qualified enough to be in the position you are in. That is the problem. Yeah. People don't understand. They just follow footsteps of certain people who just trust because his reels are going well. Yeah, but that's the problem when you're today, na? If a OC level are third tier, fourth tier, fifth tier of English football, I think only Bath is the one who's going around championship. Rest are below, right? Yeah, but again, Danny is a little older, so those are reality. The crowd in Ranchi was great. Maybe we can have a club in top three division in future. Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe it would be maybe they wouldn't have the support if a team is there. That's why it it can be can't be right. We've seen that also even in the northeast that teams first season interest huge, massive people coming. There's that everything, and then slowly it fizzles out, right? And that's a regular problem. Yeah, problem is that they like to make one person God and preach them for the entire life. Yeah, designation is accountability. Every foreign makes fun of India. Indian can't qualify for World Cup. Even we can't qualify for Asian Cup. Khalid should also resign. XTP, it's again the point that Shoham raises is very valuable. But to me, again, yes, Khalid should resign. Khalid should have never been appointed. So therefore, that's not the issue. And if people make fun of India, well, sorry, it's on us. It's on India. right? That's the thing. Yes, bro, except one person resign is not valuable, but create fear for future person who will to hold that position that you did great work as administrator. Again, extent P, sorry, very naive thinking. If Kalyan now resigns, does it mean that the next person will have fear? Oh, you know what? I would have to resign. No, it's a nice thought, but it's the world doesn't work like that, right? Let them make fun of India because we must live in reality. And our reality is we can only beat top European clubs at youth level and struggle to beat even teams like the NAS at national level. No, we don't beat European clubs at youth level. Who's telling you that? Right? That's the first problem. Is Mizoram a hotbed for talents for next decade with the amount of work they're doing? Most probably yes. Right? Providas and ATK, Kiana Seshoran, all are made by Havas, measures the Anwar transfer mono from which he got national games, then he's got higher price. Providas was not made by Havas. Providas was made by the AIFF and the Indian Arrows program. Kian Nasiri, what did Havas make? Kian was always a very talented boy. How much time did he get? He played a few games here and there, right? So Devashish, sorry, couldn't agree with that. Shubhashish, yeah, maybe. Sir, are you Bengali? Your name seems so. Yes, Devashish, I am Bengali origin. No one cares really. He will make same old promises and give us hopes, and then after a certain time, even his reality will be exposed. Let's see. Indian football is so much highly inflated. Changte getting that much money, gets 100% of the money in abroad. Some cases, even Indian players, Abhishek, Mita, etc. Example, he will not even get 70% of that money. So even again, guys, mm, what's everyone? Anand Singh Egypt in junior squash tournament and that's Bangalore to win the junior squash tournament. I have no idea. I don't follow Hitesh squash, so I don't have an opinion. Italy used to produce world class goalkeepers and that has stopped. Yeah, Zarab, because the youth system is not working. The Italian system is not working. Infrastructure is old. Coaching methods are century old, some will say jokingly. So that's the problem. I believe you're saying right, but doesn't bring fear. Narendra Pradhan is that nothing will happen, but it will create fear for future person who will hold that position. No, it will not. XIP, it will not. I don't want to waste my time. 7 players got called up from Punjab FC for U20 qualifiers. Yeah, the players from those have got. Except that you're saying, but when you return Changte into Messi or Liston into CS7 or anyone into R9, just chopping and changing in the name of novelty doesn't make sense. Yeah, Shumashi was what Giraffe is proud of Bengali football downfalls unreal. Yeah, but yeah, that's the problem, right? I accept your point, but we can't qualify for Asian Cup, then sack player, sack coach, sack administrator who are responsible for it. Okay, yes, I accept Kanachov to include some good things. Also, good, especially friendly against core team, but senior man to phones. I'm not saying again who's saying anything about good. The question, the XMP, you're getting the point wrong. The whole conversation in this very simple. That if you remove Kalyan Chauve, might be a good step. The problem here is to me is who's removing the rest of the problems? And no, Kalyan needs to be questioned, guys. Use some brains, see where was our football before and where it is now. Yeah, but even if you question him, I'm very simple. So, very valid point from your side. Question him. He will then tell you, oh, we did this, we did this, we did that, blah, 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 blah. Is he going to say, you know what, I did mistakes? No, he's never going to agree to saying I or we did mistakes. That's the whole point. Guys, in December election, is there, why are you asking for resignation from now? Yeah, that's the other point. Oh, end of July. Yeah. Khalid appointed on India quota. There's a quota system in every department. Some caste quota, some women quota, some state quota, etc. Okay. No, but he's part of the problem. Yes, Raj, thank you very much for saying that. You know, um, so therefore, for me, that's a very important point. Just removing Kalyan Chaubey will not solve your problems. The system has too many problems in it. Can you change 95% of people? You know? No, my means resignation after. Again, extent P, what's the point of resignation after protest in football? You're comparing apples and oranges to bananas to, I don't know, papayas. At least Havas will give chance to new players who are talented rather than keeping them on bench and using old or foreign player there. Who says that, Devashish? Havas wants to win, right? So he will play whoever he thinks will win him games. Let me tell you, your Messiah was one who was involved in bringing Kalyan as AIFF president. Shwam is not his Messiah. Any idea who Brazil might play in Kolkata? Ritabato, again, um, watch my video that I did earlier today. If you haven't watched it, because my information is that Brazil might come to play in India, but not even play in Kolkata and might play someone totally different. Watch it. Khalid Jimmy is a defensive coach. It hurts to see team style play. Yeah, but that's a reality. Where Joshi and Wistan was Rameshwari playing in Touran Cup. What's your opinion said about that? Ash, nice for them, nice for him. But again, that's a club which for me is there. It's nice, but it's right. And should also have money to appoint quality manager. Yeah, but they don't. No, that's it starts from and XMP. That's the whole problem. No, we don't have the money at the moment. The AIFF is trying to, you know, you know. So therefore, it's 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 we're not getting into the right direction. We're not getting into the right groove and movement where we need to be for Indian football to move up. If we want Indian football to move up in the right direction, we need to do things right. You know, Rahul, yes, saw the World Cup, and so is this Derby stark contrast, and we was seeing full Indian starting 11. Rahul, yeah, what do we expect? But again, if you saw the World Cup final, again, Argentina's performance was most probably worse than what East Bengal and Mohun Bagan played yesterday, right? So, again, people will not say that, but that was shocking to say. It was shocking to see, but yeah, Kalan is just part of the bigger problem. Exactly, that's the thing. Zoraba got him there. The Shajis, the Ranjits, they got him there, right? People wanted Praful Patel removed and other people removed. Okay, that's your right. The government got involved. The Supreme Court has a big hand to play on this whole football matter. Again, sorry if I had the, you know, um, that's the thing. So therefore, who's asking for accountability? We can do crowdfunding, yes, and whoever doesn't have much money for quality coach, but at least don't appoint Indian quota. Again, X9P, that's where we are. We don't have money, and they're saying, oh, Indians are better. That's the whole conversation, right? Sir, you should check your BP after streaming. You get so angry. Sure, I don't have a problem with my BP. Um, most probably, not most probably. I know that I have a few kilos too many, but otherwise, my health is actually quite good. So thanks. If Kalyan is made to resign, will FIFA can ban us citing government interference? Again, who is making him resign, Debomit, is the question. If the government makes him resign, if the Supreme Court steps in, then yes, FIFA will step in. If it's, I don't know, a fan led protest or the clubs force him to resign or the state association force him to resign, that's not a reason for him, for FIFA to step in. But again, we are discussing something which is very, 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 very unlikely to happen. We are wasting again. This is the same thing as I said. Talking about Ranjit, talking about Kalyan is a waste of time because these things that you expect to happen are not happening, right? Bring any kind of manager to Kolkata, they are never going to give chances to young players. They only want to win. So, Joel, it's not only about the managers. Again, and don't mention Kolkata. Not every, most of the managers around the world come to clubs to win matches. A lot of people will tell you, oh, you know what, I'm here to do development, this, and everything. Listen, when the results don't work, they will put in the experienced player and hope that the experienced player does the job. So therefore, it is nice. It's not an Indian football thing. It is around the world that you can say, oh, you know what, I want this, I want that, I want to do this, I want to do that. No, it is at the end of the day a question, you know? So that's the thing. Yes, system should change. Yes, I agree. One legislation can't change nothing. Yeah, that's the point. Listen, you remove Kalyan and put in another person in, and he does the same. He does worse, maybe. Right. So regarding Vir Joshi, if he was good enough to play for these big academies, He's surely better to play at high level India, right? Why did he sign for a third division club? Peter Brother, very valid question to ask. I don't know. Is it a PR stunt? Is it again? I bought my place into the team. There's a lot of these questions crop up in my mind. Or didn't he make an effort, or no one gave him a chance, and that's why he wanted to showcase himself there? Could be also a reason. I don't know. But again, it's a PR story. You can appoint Pep Guardiola, still lose to go and do your crowdfunding. Being a Bengali, it's my responsibility to ask Bengali clubs where are local talents. And the thing that surprised me is that a Bengali is saying is IFA is clubs only responsible for producing players. The IFA less than the clubs. The clubs, the football training centers, the academies across the state. And to me, that's the problem. What's your opinion? How will we perform this season at AFC club competition? Ash, let's wait and see where East Bengal and FC Goa stand in a few weeks. Let me see, what was the date of the qualifiers? 1 second. Let me tell you what are the dates. 26, 27. Da, 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 da. So, West Asian region. East Bengal against Al Arabi from Kuwait on the 12th of August. And Arkadag versus FC Goa also on the same date. I think that's very Arkadag, FC Goa, very difficult, and Al Arabi also. So for me, I don't know. If one of those two teams gets into ACL2, that's good. But otherwise, I don't have any expectations. The moment Superman coach was in Punjab, see for 2 seasons, he gave youth players a lot of chances. Also, a club want you to come up, but he not work like that in Kolkata. Exactly, Sudhir. Good said. And they were saying to bring VR few years before. Yeah, they were, but that's the problem. The problem is the conversations, right? We don't have the money, we don't want the investment, and then we're talking about things which can't happen. Maybe just like Kalyan is from their party. Joachim was there in Chhattisgarh to watch matches in ground, but our biggest coach Khalid was never seen in ISL or IFL matches. Very large. Sir, following Indian football for a decade, it makes you angry on such sluggish situation. X9P, the thing is, we are discussing things and spending times on things which is not going to change Indian football. So, as I said, I love these conversation discussions. It keeps things going. But for me, the biggest thing is we need to get into a situation where we talk about, right? So we need to change things. And how do we change things and make them better? That's the biggest challenge. My opinion aside, Professor, no one can run AFF. That's the harsh reality. So I think there are other people who could run the AFF. But yeah, some people in BB were not happy with Kalyan appointment in first place. So again, I don't know where you know that from. Again, information source. Yeah, that's the thing. The point is, as I said, do not, if you don't know, and I've seen this, some of you do that again and again. You parrot something that XYZ has said. And is that XYZ your source? So, you know, the amount of damage done on this current regime will take us a while to recover. That's very true, Shom. That's a big problem, right? Ismail is left in a situation if I ask questions, fan base comes trying to defend and also can't left it. Yeah, that's also right. Yeah, but that's the thing. You're saying Ashish, yeah. I can't even remember a single quality Kolkata based player coming up onto the top in a long time. Yeah, reality. I think India is Curacao in the for World Cup there. We can't do without a current job with them in the Pradhan. Yeah, let's see. Uh, who do you think are the next business as far as Indian strikers are concerned? Doing as someone who can beat that fox in the box post Sunil JJ, the last one was Joey Justin. Let's rather know. And Joey Justin, again, David Hamar, all of these guys have been hyped. So that's part of the problem, right? So therefore, for me, I don't see anyone really at the moment. Sorry, Pramod, missed this one. Could you explain what kind of youth development structure we're missing to qualify and understand World Cup? Even Vietnam qualified this year. Pramod, very simple structure at grassroots, probably 6 to 12. The kids should be playing football, need to learn their basics, and then strengthen our youth leagues. You know, and yeah, for me, under 13, under 15, under 17, under 19 would be needed. Why having, and, so yeah, that's the reality. Without that, that's the basics. Our coaches need to be better. Our education needs to be better. Our structure needs to be better. Right? Is currently government doing anything? Not that I see that. 5K soon. XNP, yeah, thanks. I need your help, guys. The support on that is always, as I say, the more you like, you share, you subscribe. 20 likes on today's Indian football and more discussion. Thank you for that. And if you haven't, please do subscribe. I know that there are still people who join us in our conversations or listen to these conversations who haven't. Um, please do that. 4,676 is the current number. And do watch my short videos. Yeah, again, did something on Brazil today, yesterday on Klopp. And the football hype, other things. But do watch today's video. I've given a few hints on who we might be playing, or not who we, but who Brazil might be playing very, very soon. Only Colombo is bit good. Rest all don't produce quality players. Yeah. One Trinity player signed for US second division. What's update there and insights? Ash, it's a player whose name I had not heard. To be very honest. And has gone to the third tier of the UAE football. Again, I wish the boy, Mizo boy, all the best. Hope he succeeds. And then let's wait and see what happens. Right? But how he's ended up, is it a Shini Deccan project? Is this something where the agent enabled him to go there? No news from my side. Jefferson is big in 2026 CSD. No, it's not for me. Right? He was with Diamond Harbour last season. East Bengal could potentially face transfer ban and hefty fine by CAS. Not only them, Delhi FC and Anwar Ali could be in trouble if CAS goes the way I say. When is this year's SAF U17 championship? Oh, Zorabar, good question. SAF U17 championship, 1 second. Wasn't it? The dates were announced recently, no? Supposed to be held. Okay. It's a nice one. Original dates 26th July to 7th of August in Pakistan from today onwards. And there is no information about where this whole tournament stands at this moment. Right? So we'll have to wait and see. No idea. We can't produce Sunil JJ, leave Asian class, leave world class in here. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. World class, you forget anything. When will Miguel join Bagan practice? Onkon, it depends on his visa. Some of the players have had visa issues. I think McLaren's visa has been sorted. But again, the visa issues need to be sorted, and then the players can or will to travel to India. There's been a little bit of a glitch, I guess, from what I've heard. According to you, is Sunil Asian class, world class, or South Asian class? X9P, he's certainly better than South Asian class. Is he Asian class? It's a little. He's between. He's not Asian class. He is sort of, yeah. If my opinion is if we get what was the thing done soon, we can do something. But the whole process is going to take time because the AIFF will also have to scout the players. Sure, the AIFF will not have to do much. I guess a lot of players will come to them, and yeah. So therefore, let's wait and see. No, I don't think Ismail is going to face any such consequences if things don't go. There is a way. There was a way, a fine of few months ban on Anwali. East Bengal is going to get, if the CAS case goes the way that I said, and, and um, there will be fines for East Bengal and Delhi FC. Ban is unlikely. I feel there is 100% going to be a two-window transfer ban coming. So there's no point of discussion. When is Tankte John Moore is injured again? He's not been announced. We discussed it, I think, yesterday during the derby, right? Is there therefore for me? Um, so we'll have to wait and see, and what happens. But to me, yeah, no, as far as I know, he's not injured. But I don't know if there's something of a problem that why he's not officially been presented as a Mohun Bagan Super Giant player. So Manmed, what is meant to remain? I'm just enjoying your company alone. Oh, it's not be. There's no special reason for that, to be very honest. But yeah. I like this Bengali name. There's a guy called Rituvata Ganguly. What a name. Yeah, sure. Bengalis can have interesting names. No longer a club supporter now. I'm ISL fan. Oh, that's good. Raj. The ISL also needs fans to support the league. Without that, the league cannot progress. And yeah, very important. Very important for the league to have fans. Um, it's something that we need to keep in mind. Uh, you know. So that's a crazy one, but to say, but I think the league should be happy. Can anybody clear this one to me? Sir, has all the money to run a five-star Cani plus IFL club and has all money to file all sort of rubbish cases in court, but it still needs conditions to go to Europe. So, Joe, yeah, very good question. Pose it to him. Yeah. Besides acting like Nathan E20 Curry files defamation cases, anyone's good. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Is it likely or sure that the case will go against East Bengal? Devashish, if to me, my reading of it, the case will go against East Bengal, right? You know, so therefore, yeah. So therefore, um, let's wait and see when the results come out. So, means Jantu will not get even 70% of money he's getting in India. No, you will not. None of the players who are on, you know, and so therefore, for me, um, what 70%? No, will they get even 10% of the what you're getting in India now? Messiah turnover is 10 crore without sponsors and able to pay to play from there's also earns sympathy plus crowdfunding. Yeah, but Raj, tell that to people now. They won't believe. Sir, I can clearly see if you know guys who have joined your streams of Messiah fan. Some let them. What am I gonna do? On Insta page, you should post content there as well to counter Messiah propaganda. So our Arunfoot is there, has been there, is there, and I post stuff. Uh, Hi Akash, what was doing? What did you stream yesterday? I had uh, an access. It's on Sony Live, and that's the only way you can do it. I really didn't understand was Anwar so important that without him the team is dead. And it didn't make sense at the time, but yeah, what to say? Such a lawyer and pay the money on beyond of sir. Okay, sure. Anwar Ali is a great asset of Indian defense right now. He's the only bright spot in the Indian team if he gets a ban. Yeah, but Devashish, if you do something wrong, it doesn't matter if you're great or not. Right? That's the whole discussion in regard to the red cards in the World Cup also, no? Cristiano Ronaldo should have been banned for the first two matches. FIFA turned around and said, no, we've got this, clause 27 and we'll let him out. And so therefore for me, asset asset A or B, if the player does something wrong, as sad as it is, it's on him. Also, because Indian Gen X mostly use Instagram, you will get a bigger audience. So I've been posting on X, I don't know for how many years, sorry, on X, on how many years, but also on Instagram. So I do my stuff, yeah. So any updates on OCI PO Sports Passport? Rahul, nothing, because that is something, it's work in motion. it'll take time, and yeah, as I said, it'll take time, and let it all happen. Right? It is, some of you want it to happen yesterday, but it takes time, and that's the reality of the whole situation. That the sports passport will take its time. The clubs didn't want an OCI quota, right, as part of it, and that's another thing. Um, so yeah, we'll have to wait. We have to wait, right? That's the reality. One second. Yeah. So that's the, as I always say, part of the problem, you know, and that you, I, we want OCIs yesterday than tomorrow. Um, so yeah, we'll do live tomorrow. Sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I'll surely try. FIFA will find rules from book for Ronaldo, but is it for a guy called Brendan Polo? They won't do that. CS7 effect. Sure, they did it. They did for Messi as well. So yeah, again, right. You should do a monthly sports passport status video. No, Zohar, I don't need to do a status video. I just say I did video 1499 timeline for the sports passport. That video can be reshared for anyone and everyone. That video is very, very clear of the timelines I've given up to about May 2028. That is my timeline. And therefore, yeah, and nothing has changed. So um, we're still in the same situation. With some background music, basically, you need to add spices in your reels or post. Ashkash, in Germany, we have some problems with the music because some people are getting 4 5 years later requests of having to pay for having used the money because we have a system called GEMA. So therefore, never do reels in Germany with music. Sir, if possible, could you tell whether the sports passport or simply also whether it's going in the positive direction? It's going in the right direction, Rahul. But again, it's taking time. As I said, that's what I'm saying, guys. A lot of questions, and I've said this today, I think, few number of times. I'm making the effort of trying to do short videos, 6 7 8 minutes, to talk about these things. If even need be, play it in double speed. Watch those videos. You know, so therefore, those are the things. As I said, 1499 is one. Again, there are a lot of videos on those topics, and just watch it. And you know, somewhere or other, there was a soft corner of East Bengal, and to see them doing things in right direction. Raj, welcome to the club. But sadly, the club has done a lot of things over years which are not right. So therefore, for me, that's a sad thing. No? That's if I like it or not. And so therefore, yeah, that's reality. You just need to add patriotic song in background to promote your reels. Raj, again, I think you guys are not getting it. That music in Germany used for these things can be afterwards, right? Be a problem. Yeah, it's allowed. But again, if you're using music from superstars potentially or whatever, blah blah, it could be a problem, right? Just let's take time and let it happen. Again, Rahul, that's the whole point. To me, that is the most important point. Things should have happened yesterday, you know. Um, and so therefore, that's the reality. Sir is not hungry for fame like many others. I'm trying to keep people informed, and I do it in my way, right? But it is launching another program, Arunfoot 2.0 or something else. Your current channel is not getting reach. Negative will not push that anymore. Akash, do you think that if I start a second channel and then try to build that will get organic reach? It's the way it is, right? And therefore, I'm saying you guys are the Arunfoot army, the ambassadors of Arunfoot, whatever you want to call it. You guys need to help me push it out. You guys need to help push it out that more people. Again, at this moment, we are 1 hour 25 minutes into this conversation, right? Yeah, we're now at 21 people watching it. You know, so that's the thing. And so we're more than we used to be in the past. We need to grow it exponentially, and I need your help for that. You should use another. Yes. I mean, will the ISL in 27, not 27, will have mandatory OCI period starts that distance rule as per AIFF explanation? No. The striker thing is dead. Will there be OCI slots next season? No idea. Rahul, we're not even clear what's happening this season, and you're already going into the next season. Let this season happen, then the question about next season happens. No, David was such a good player, used to score in pressure situation past. We even discussed him having in national team, and now we see lack of game time brought down his confidence, consistency. Debashish, your first mistake is, was he ever national team material? No, he was never. Because again, if you're better than others, then you get game time. If you're not good enough, you're not going to get game time. That is the reality. You know. So therefore, for me, um, we make them bigger and more important than they are has been a huge problem with our players. A lot of them, a lot of these guys that have been made, oh, they're this, they're that, and then when they don't reach the next level, it becomes a problem. And David Hamar, for me, sadly, is another example. He was never of that level. Followers is only 20 in number. Wow, Shom, that's hard. That's hard. Last question, sir. Do you think before 2030 qualifiers will have OC talent? No, well, looks difficult in my opinion. If it happens, I'm very happy. It has nothing to do with football. I repeat, that's what I'm saying. I request you guys, take your time. There are a lot of these videos with all these topics. When I talk about them in detail, watch it, and then it answers a lot of the questions that we're talking about. This is about India's Olympic bid. So it is not only football centric. Mandatory OCS thought was stupid. We're not missing OCS as domestic players even more than Akash. But the point is, again, my point is very simple. The quality overseas players that we have is the problem is, do I want my OCIs to come play in India? I want the origin boys to play in Europe, North America, wherever they're playing, because they're playing at a higher level, right? So therefore, that's an important thing in my opinion, that I want our players to play at a high level. You know? So that's reality. Never had players based on IFL performance. Zorawa, thank you very much. Exactly. The IFL is a level which is not good enough for international football. And this is something which a lot of people linked to the IFL don't want to understand. That's why I mentioned Shillong Ranjong as a good example. Very good work. Indian standards, good talent. But when the boys go elsewhere, yeah, they're struggling. Bo should be dropped from one super jammed, by the way. He's damn slow. Yeah, but again, interesting that coach after coach was left him to be captain. And then let's see. David is good in ISL only because he wants his ISL contract, so he'll push till the end. He's not good in ISL. When has he been good in ISL? So he's still getting a contract. Bo's second name is Pride of Bengal. Nah, I don't think he is. So what is called national team strikers as a CFA? Has he been successful? No, and that's the problem, Raj. We are because we don't have options to Sunil. We're trying to glorify strikers who are not good enough for international level. That's what I've always said. Our options are Rahim Ali and all these guys that if we like, if we like them or not. Even a Manveer Singh. What's happening with Kashi? You have any news? You guys are friends, so I think you know inside things. I know a few inside things. What I can say publicly is at the moment, there's no clarity about things are going to continue. They're trying to put things together, but Inter Kashi don't have a team. That's also a reality at the moment. They don't have a squad because all the players have left. So this also shows you that Inter Kashi has given chances to a lot of boys, but there's no commitment, right? So, again, maybe naive to think, but that's the reality. Mohammad Suryan fans don't like boss. How is he Pride of Bengal? Yeah, that's a good question. He was definitely not Pride of Bengal. Yeah, I think the governor secret in 2034 World Cup. In your opinion, sir, on Ranjibir begging for the coach's position in 15. Rahul, he can't beg for the under 15 coach position because he's not a coach. So therefore, leave that aside. And if the government was eyeing 2034 World Cup, what are they doing? They're supporting Indian football in itself. How do you where do you come up with the thinking that the government is secretly supporting a 2034 qualification? If we're thinking about 2034 qualification, we would have started, I don't know, 20 years ago to do something about Indian football. So reality. Have your own fan base mocked you for asking real questions to management and club officials? Well, that's the reality. Don't you think, sir, how Bose pulled back Edmund in his run, it was a red card if it wasn't foreign? No, doesn't have to be red card. Edmund was also hyped, and here we are. Yeah, Edmund was hyped. He went to Canada and he failed, right? Yeah. So, sir, I want to tell a story. Please tell me if it's true or not. Say a story. If I know about it, I'll say yes or no. And if I don't know about it, I can't tell you anything. Even 24 season always used to score as super sub in pressures. You just don't used to get chance for Clayton and Diamantak as a striker. He, Devashish, don't glorify a thing. Again, I remember a friend of mine always says, and he's a coach, he says, listen, if you are a player and you are a sub player and you come on, get an opportunity and score, right? If you're coming on late. And so therefore for me, the reality is if you're coming on as a sub, it's always easier than if you're a starting striker. So therefore, these are some of the realities. And to me, again, a good IFL level striker. I remember I saw him 2 years ago in the derby against Tom Eldred against Alberto Rodriguez. He started and they were just pushing him around because he was too short and too weak to actually deal with those guys. That is someone that you think is national team level. That's the other problem for me, right? I'm not associated with any fan. I support Mohammed, not this Mohammed Supergiant entity, especially what they did with ACL 2 considering 2 times. I've got self-respect and morality too. Akash, great respect for that. Ashwini, a few days back, Onyx said that PMO is supporting Indian football, I think 2, 3 weeks back. How true is it? Supporting Indian foot, again, also, again, my question to Ashish would be how you're saying that the PMO is supporting it because the New Zealand matches have been announced, right? It still is something it's happening because the New Zealanders wanted to play us. It's not happening because of us. Look at how many times the Prime Minister has gone somewhere and people, the ministers, the presidents with the Football Connect have done something. It's done here in Germany, it's been happening in France, in the Netherlands, in Spain, in Brazil, in Argentina, in England, right? Keir Starmer came down and did a football event in Mumbai. So that's been happening. But to me, again, that's what I'm saying. That also, when XYZ says something, it can also be something that I say. Ashish, Marcus, whoever says something, be careful. You know, you know. So yeah, during Afghanistan game when we played away, our players got fatigued, and then Kalyan promised to send a private charter plane. Afghanistan stayed at the hotel that night and left the hotel next morning till they reached before India. Sure. Yeah. So what's the story? Kalyan Chaubey offered a charter plane and that didn't come. So yeah, didn't happen. Bad luck. Bad luck. And then if traveling plans, yeah, it is something easy to say, but again, if you haven't worked in that field, also that's very, again, let's not get into that. Indian football fans, any random player who somehow scores a few goals in IFL is national team material better than ISL striker, blah, blah. Yeah, Zorava, thank you. And I've said this. And again, I say this about certain players, right? For example, we had this discussion about Rahul Beke. And again, if I saw, again, I always say watch a game 90 plus minutes live, and then you get a better feeling about things. And to me, Sandesh and Rahul, put Gurpreet behind that, Changte there, yeah, they might not be playing the best football, but at least I know that they're doing it. Other players, and I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to get in the negativity spiral and call out players, um, didn't give their best. I mean, is hate from one fans for asking questions social media regardless of any association with Hanam. Yeah, that's true. 2, 3 weeks back, Moyesh supported, but the current scenario changed. His focus completely different. He didn't support much. The support is the same, right? Organic sponsors investors need to say that they're again requesting government of Bengal, but a government not help them again. They need to stand by their own. Yeah, but the government at the moment, I don't think has the situation to help them also. No? So let's see. At least India would get what is the traditional striker. In Shetri, we don't have any. But again, if that's your strikers, play with the false number 9. Those are not strikers to play for India. Sorry. But that is my whole point. And this has been my point for the last 3 years. Right? Rinzwala is another one. Right? After that goal against Bangalore last season and Bengaluru FC early on, everyone saying, oh, you know what? We found one. And what did he play the rest of the campaign? People feel that because of Qatar, we lost chance to go to World Cup, but it was the two Afghan games. Listen, Johan, the Qatar thing, as sad as it was, and it's referee error, whatever it is, Qatar would have beaten us anyway. So therefore, let's not get into that conversation. Sometimes I feel that Chauvin wants to do something good, but then don't have either proper advice regarding it or you're misleading. No. Akash, then no, you're misreading him. Arun say a favorite midfielder. Ooh, Mohit, who's my favorite midfielder? Of all time, most probably Bastian Schweinsteiger. My 75-year-old grandpa wanted East Bengal to sign Vozinha. Bad luck for him. Yeah, Rahul, and there was this rumor, no? Jamshedpur FC supposedly reached out for him. So, yeah, what to say? PM only talk of when he goes abroad. He went to France and said Indians are fans of Kylian Mbappe when he was contesting for Bengal and played football with young kids. Now, do you think if we play like Morocco with 11 or 11 OCs, can we qualify for World Cup? Akash, again, one of those theoretical questions which I can't answer. Will we be better? Yes. Will we qualify for the World Cup? I don't know. I, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I would hope so. You see anyone as future into strikers? That's what is said as so-called traditional strikers. No, they were Shisha. Again, as a traditional striker, I see the ones who are lurking around. Irfan Yadwad, Rahim Ali, Manveer Singh. Sadly, as it is, because the others are not pushing for it. Right? Edmund for me is not a striker. He's more of a either a winger or a playmaker, right? Or a 10 rather, right? Playing behind the striker. And the others like David and Rinzwala and all these guys, sorry, are not national team material. Who will have his redemption arc first, Kalyan or Vedat Iqbali, Chelsea owner? Oh, I think Kalyan. Kalyan is gonna, let's see if he's out in December or not. Inconsistency, that's it. Yeah, Simon, that's the thing, right? So we're talking about again about a World Cup where I feel we shouldn't be even talking about a World Cup. My main aim should be as Indian football to qualify on a regular basis for a FIFA World Cup. For an Asian Cup, sorry, FIFA World Cup. See, I'm kind of confused. We need to qualify regularly for an AFC Asian Cup. That is what we need, where we need to go. But if we're talking about a FIFA World Cup, we are not close to a FIFA World Cup, right? Even with you know, and so that's the thing. This guy always plays with answer. Yeah, but again, it's fine, no? So I'm trying to answer all questions. Nituda is good. You can't blame for no investors. Stupid to defend him. Sorry, you guys, I just destroyed. Yeah, yeah. um, that's the problem, Raj. Criticism is not wanted. And that's the biggest thing. There is no accountability, there is no introspection. As long as that doesn't change, nothing will happen. My point of view is even with 11 knows you can't qualify World Cup from AFC. Akash, that is your opinion. And as I say, I can't say it. You know, and so therefore for me, yeah, let's wait and see. Asian Cup guys, not World Cup. The bare minimum is third round of qualifiers. Yeah, that should be. And again, we could be out by the first round. And if we're out of the first round, we might be also end of the road for a 2031 AFC Asian Cup. I think that's my bigger concern. Do you think the legacy members are holding back Bengal football clubs? Yeah. Not only that, even Mr. Goenka again, he's pouring in money. But why are they not investing in grassroots youth development infrastructure in women's? Very simple question. And you could do that with the same budget that you have, right? So those things are which worry and concern me, if you ask me. There's a rumor that N. Harris is running AIFF. Kalyan is puppet of him. Never-ending conspiracy theories. Yeah, but that's the other problem, right? Someone or the other puts out something, then it's shared by XYZ, and then that rumor picks up pace, and then that conspiracy picks up pace. Yeah, reality. And it's supposed to be the main man because president just started chair. All the positions are honorary. Akash, all the positions in the AIFF top manager and executive, all of them are honorary. So I don't know. Problem is certain Indian player who scored goal, which feels a bit abnormal, is being hyped and said that he's next now. Yeah, but that's been our problem all the while, no? India seen strikers like Chetri and Baichung Bhutia. Now no one is purely showcasing the condition of Indian football. Devashish, you know what I've also learned over the last nearly 3 decades? That Sunil Chetri, Baichung Bhutia, I am Vijayan. Let's take the three biggest of that crop. They have covered up, um, you know, our deficiencies of Indian football with their own quality. If we didn't have these strikers, we would be in the same situation we are now for the last 3 decades, or even worse. We have to keep in mind, even if you bring OCIs, the rest would also have developed 2 times better. The competition in Asia is growing bigger and bigger. Yeah, that's the other problem. So I'm very thanks for raising that point. And so therefore, for me, that's another problem. We're too slow. The process has started around the world, and again, Morocco was mentioned today earlier with supposedly 3,000 players, youth players across Europe in their database. We don't have anything, right? Goenka is worst owner of all time. Only people who watch IPL will understand. Says Shoham K. You can't blame Mohammad Subhajan alone. Imami didn't invest in grasses either. However, Imami was there for 2 years, and Mr. Goenka has been there since 2014, right? So therefore, for me, that is a general problem. So therefore, Imami, Sheesh Cement, Quest, we can all talk about them. We can even talk about Vijay Malia's Kingfisher and McDowell's and all that stuff which were there in the past, where they could have maybe changed something. And I've had those conversations, remember, in those days of Kingfisher, East Bengal, and McDowell's, Mohun Bagan, but nothing happened. Right. So therefore, for me, the problem at the end of the day remains: how do we change these things in a better way to take India forward? And Mr. Goenka, with the money he's spending, could have done XYZ, but none of that has done happened, right? So for me, that is the biggest was his biggest problem, right? Manisha Nolyansa is over Athens next season. Yes, I think Athens is the next. At least Goenka invest many corporate because India. How many of them invest football? Zoravar, what is it is that investment helping me us Indian football? If you had asked me the same question a few years back, I would have agreed with you. But now I don't agree with it because he has inflated the market, or his people have inflated the market, the salaries of the players, and they're not investing into things that you need to do, right? So therefore, for me, yeah, in is investment, is it helping? No, it's not. It's harming our football more than it's helping. That's my problem. Legacy clubs, Savarazi, don't have infra assets in name of asset. They have club tents and club ground. No, they don't have a club ground, Raj. The club ground and everything on that ground is owned by the army. So even that maybe the things in the club tent, or even the stones of the club tent, or the roof of the club tent belongs to the club, but the land belongs to the army. So therefore, the legacy clubs have no assets. And even if they would say that the club ground is there, all of them actually are sharing it with another club. Don't forget that. These days, a player is judged after a single match. If he does good, people say he's a legend. If he has one bad game, they start criticizing. Yeah, sure. Hey, Vikram, I'm good. Good to see you. 5,000 soon. Mohit, I would hope so. I'm working towards it, but I need your help. I need your support, guys. Without that, it will not happen. That's why do like this video. Watch my short videos. Again, I say that again and again. Did something on the Seleção potentially playing in Kolkata, or rather putting something in there which you should listen to, because I think there might be a bigger match brewing, and that's not going to be in Kolkata, and that will not be the one in October. Maybe in November there's something that'll happen. So do watch it. Good night, Shoham. See you hopefully tomorrow. Was there because of request of previous government? Yeah. Was it a request? Was it the force? I don't know. Also, did you meet Franz Beckenbauer? Yes, Mohit. I've met Franz Beckenbauer a few times. In my work as a journalist, but also when I was doing work for Bayern Munich. And I don't know how many years Manu has been demanding stadium. Yeah, that's true, Raj. Sure, true. Indian football fans never ask when we will reach World Cup, never commit on this. They Insta reels because we know what's going on in Indian football, just fake videos, fake hopes going on. Insta. Yeah. Instagram has become a problem for Indian football. Yeah, that's very, very true. Need coaches like Ashley Westwood design, reorganize the structure. Devashish, yeah, Ashley can add something, but is he, yeah, is he the one who's going to change it? No, it has to be a technical director. It has to be the federation who needs to change it. The land of the legacy clubs belong to army. Yeah, exactly. So therefore, they don't own infrastructure. I don't knew that it's army land. Yeah, Raj, it is army land. The whole Maidan. Again, if the Maidan was not, if the army wasn't custodian of the Maidan, most probably the Maidan would have been rebuilt in some sort of form or way. So therefore, that's a reality that the Maidan, that the Indian Army, and salute them for that they maintain the Maidan for us. Easy way to get followers, collaborate Messiah, and say we will play and win World Cup 2034. I remember we actually played okay against Australia in last AFC. If we had good striker, we could have scored. Yeah, gosh. I don't, again, if even if we had scored, Australia would have beaten us, and it's okay is not enough, right? That's the other problem, right? I suppose both the clubs could have renovated the grounds to a level where they can play official tournaments than paying for the solid stadium. No. So you are not allowed actually factually to build any concrete structure on the theoretically that main stand of Mohun Bagan is actually if used to be said, I don't know if that's changed, but theoretically you're not supposed to be allowed to build fixed structures on the Maidan. That's why you have the tubular structures. That happened about 20-25 years ago. And so yeah, that's the thing. Sorry, Opala. Yeah. So therefore no. Kolkata football will turn around if clubs move out of Maidan. I don't know, Akash. Honestly, the problem is to me is do they recognize and realize that as an opportunity for them to exponentially grow? Do they understand that? Do they realize that? Or are they stuck in their world so much that they will never get out of this? That's my biggest problem, right? They're so stuck. They're so stuck in that world. Um, so that's the problem. Opinion genuine FC signing and the process. Austin, I thought if I look at the signings, interesting signings. In Ayush, in Bryson, in Sahif, very talented players. Um, yeah, and let's wait and see who else comes. Nuno Reyes supposedly is a foreigner, but I'm surprised that Namte is going because I thought Namte was had an okay season despite the club not having a good one. So yeah, let's wait and see. But again, Clifford, the team surely looks better at the moment where we stand. To build anything in Mother, you need permission from Army and Home Ministry. Yes, Akash. So therefore, there was a discussion. So I'm not sure because East Bengal also wanted to build some stuff and they were not allowed in the past. Mohun Bagan have a concrete stand. So I'm not sure if that was okay. But, you know, your opinion regarding today's dual match. So Ravar, I didn't watch them, so I don't have an opinion. Sorry. I don't have an opinion on the matches today. I don't know how someone can listen. Give me 150 crore, I can produce 50 Messi whenever people can understand simple thing. Nobody can produce Messi, Ronaldo. Thousands of academies are bigger than us. They can't produce Messi or Ronaldo. Yeah, but Vikram, this is one thing which I've also realized that our fan base is very desperate for some sort of success. Yeah, and that's the problem. And that's why this is people are getting away with it. Actually wants to see Army kicking them out from Maidan. Yeah. But again, what will the army then do with the land, right? That's the other problem that we have. The Madam is different world in itself. Oh, Praj, it's fascinating. I mean, if you don't know Kolkata football and don't know the Kolkata Maidan and the culture and the Maidan, again, there's certain things which I like. For example, if you go to clubs in the afternoon, you can get a tea, a chai, which can be a lebu chai, a lemon tea. It can be milk tea. It can be all these things, different chais, and then they have got different things to eat as well with it. So therefore it's for me it's fascinating. It's very fascinating. And um so therefore for me have interesting conversations. But again, for me, whenever I go again, as I say, I like it sometimes, right? But again, you go back in history, and for example, that we are having these kind of conversations, that I talk to you and speak about you about these things. A lot of these guys who live and work in the Maidan don't even know that, right? They don't care about what happens on social media. They don't have social media. What have to have Ika back in Mumbai? Let's see, Simon. All legal structures and Army land. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Majority of the people in Maidan clubs are politicians who are involved with the club just to be close to Bengal. No, that's also not true, Akash. Not all, or not majority. Most of the people who involved are um, have some sort of business interest, right? Not all. Again, there's more political interference or more political class involvement in the Maidans, but the Kolkata Maidans for me is more about, some business people or some people like, and there are a lot of genuine people who actually want to do stuff for Indian football but are unable to do it. India is full focus towards 2036 Olympics. I think after that things will change. Yeah, devastation. That's the problem. Yeah. So that's the thing. Um, I don't know how the 2036 Olympics will change things, but again, there are a lot of changes needed before India can really realistically think about successfully bidding for the Olympics. I will love to see cows grazing, eating grass instead of Maidan clubs there. I don't know. Again, it would kill the whole culture of that. And if you've got grazing cows on that prime property in the heart of the city, I don't know. Rather make it an open park, a proper park, not the one um, it is at the moment in the way. So yeah. When was the last time election happened in East Bengal? Oh, gosh, no idea. And I also don't know, Zorawar, when the next election is going to be in Mohun Bagan. Both the elections, East Bengal, as I think, has been pending even longer, right, than Mohun Bagan. Mohun Bagan did have an election. Didn't they have election? When was Devashish Datta made president and Srinjoy secretary? Was it last year or the year before? Not sure. Good night, Zorawar. So again, Kolkata and its football is a different beast. If we like it or not. And yeah, it's the sad part is, and say this as long as I will live, if they don't change, that these clubs could be so important for the development and the growth of Indian football, and they don't do that, you know. And yeah, and that is one of those many issues and problems that there is at the moment, right? So let's wait and see. How do you rate Cindy Ratpui Kone, the government representative in AFC 21? Talented, Ritesh, but let's see where she goes. Kakos will just drink tea and discuss on politics. Other, therefore, was just a small part. No, Raj. That is, see, if you are sitting with the right people, they will only talk football, they will not talk politics. Because there are people um, who are on different sides of the political divide. They will not talk politics, but they will talk football. So there are, and therefore the ones, some will say kaku, some will say dadus, uncles or grandfathers, but it has its own charm. So again, it feels like as if you go back and walk back in history. We can't compare other sports, and especially cricket. Football needs proper grooming. You can't skip steps. You have to follow every step from grassroots to 20 to 10. Maybe player will be ready for national team. Yeah, yeah, that's needed. And once in a while, you'll find someone who's going to be ready a little earlier. But again, as we don't do all the steps, you don't have players who are ready earlier. No, we don't find the Lamine Yamals. Dada, why don't you suggest Kashmir to move somewhere like Shiliguri, Sikkim or Shiliguri or Mizoram? Akash, because how will you, again, if you thought you're going to make United Sikkim failed, Mizoram, there is no money, and Shiliguri, there's also no money. So again, this doesn't make sense for them to move there. Any news of fifth and sixth foreign signings of East Bengal, Devashish, nothing as such. At least we need to preserve this if the clubs themselves don't. Yeah, that's true. Soon we were taken by a couple spot. Oops, Eden Garden was also part of Maidan. How see we get that land? I have no idea. Akash. But Eden was always, again, Eden has been around for quite a while, so I don't know how that setup has worked. Brigade Ground has. Okay. I would be surprised if Khalid completes his contract until the time he leaves. We will be able to fulfill World Cup round one. Give him a reason. Why should we hope our national team when they're fraud? Give me a reason why we should hope for current national team when they're fraud. Arman, it is. there are two things. Um, I agree with your first premise. I fear also, and I'm using the word fear, that Khalid will complete his contract. Um, and the only reason that I say to anyone, everyone, again, if you're an Indian football fan, you have to support your team in victory and in defeat. And as an Indian football fan, you will know, I will know, we will know, we have more defeats than victories. So therefore, for me, you, I, we need to support them, you know. And let's see. I mean, the worst case scenario is possible that we will end up in round one. So let's wait and see. And he's, no, in Khalid, we trust is the hashtag Simon is using. I think Bangladesh will qualify round three, World Cup qualify. I can't say about us. Maybe not also, right? You see, no, we might see Bangladesh or a Pakistan or a Sri Lanka, Guam, you know, Bhutan in the first round. Suppose if you're a club owner in India, why are you spending money on first team? Why not buying assets, training facility? I know it's hard to book up, but one day they have to start. Why not now? It's been a long, long while. Vikram, I know, for example, with Punjab FC, in areas as you know, there's something now can't and we can't make money that like that. Again, it's not about money. Getting land in India to build a sporting infrastructure is difficult. I remember the first conversation when I joined Ranglas Punjab in 2017 was always about the infrastructure, and none of it is built, right? So, and we now 9 years down the line, and Ranglas still hasn't been able to, and the money's there, right? So it is not so straightforward. It is a problem as well, and but a lot of entities also say, listen, why should I build it? Because I don't know if I'm there going to be there in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. That's the other thing, right? Khalid is GOAT, the best Indian coach ever. He should be made national team coach. Just a gentle reminder. Oops, Raj. Sarcasm. Vietnam is also starting national players. Very unlike of them considering they made it to round three with the domestic core. Yeah, but everyone is, yeah. Let's see. As per ex-employer Messiah's turnover was 10 crores per year and he's 14 to take donation despite he didn't need it. Yeah, Aman. I guess the family is rich enough to also not need it. Hi, Mokul. How do you rate the ground glass project to now? It's done good, but I think certain steps could have been done differently, and maybe the one other thing could have been better. But I would think looking at others, I think ground glass has done actually quite good. Yeah. Do you think Avishta Basnet, the second world has shown her talent has a chance to progress? Ishtesh, you throw out names and then I'm supposed to tell you, will this girl or will that guy will make it or not? We were talking a little earlier about Cindy. I hope that these girls make it. But again, where is the progression? Where is the exposure? Exactly. I also think that Isaac has bought some land 11, 12 years ago. Today, price would have gone up 4 or 5 times. Akash, is not just about the land; it's about then building on that land, right? So it's again maybe it's easier to think how it can be done, should be done, and it's not done, and that's a big problem in my opinion for where we stand at this moment in time, right? That's the reality of things, in my opinion. Right. Nearly 1 hour, 49 minutes, 59 minutes, right? Nearly 2 hours on this Sunday, Indian football and more discussion. Quick reminder, if you haven't, do please put a like under this video. Thank you very much. 26 likes so far. Yeah, our community is growing slowly, but it's clearly growing. So good to see that. And if you haven't, please do subscribe. I know that there is quite a substantial base who listens and who's not subscribed. So do subscribe, help me grow the community. And we stand 4,677, so mentioning 323 left to reach the 4,000 mark. Masai paid coach now is moving league early. Let's see. I'm over East Bengal, the most poorly run, except the financial restaurant ones. No, there are a lot of clubs who are badly run. And yeah, but yeah. Current issue is everyone is progressing. It's just we are taking 100 steps backwards. And today, even talked to Hood. He told me club and fans need to patiently take 15 years for talent development. Yeah, Richard is right. 15 years, maybe 20, maybe 30. Right? Because even if we do it properly, which we are not, we will try to do shortcuts and this and that, everything, and that will not work. Do you know any club in India working on young players which have proper coach young players and reserve team? Reliance Foundation. I don't see a club. I see Reliance Foundation doing some things, and Reliance Foundation will also do its mistakes. But yeah, Jan Diamonde is a hot topic at the moment. It might be on the transfer market, but from what I understand from RB Leipzig is that they want to keep the player, right? So let's see. Don't make Messiah and Hannah Pro, but make thousands of churches with that money. Don't make Messi in Hannah Pro, make thousands of churches with. Yeah, but even if someone can make one Chetri, I would be happy today. Now, if I'm an owner of a club, I obviously understand that signing expensive players is waste of money. I would have invested land, infrastructure, and academy because these generate money. Where does it generate money? How does land, infrastructure, and academy for you generate money? Right? It might generate. It might. Don't forget, we're talking about Indian football. It might generate money in the long term. Do you think that BFC, with all the infrastructure spend that they've done, that they're making money on that infrastructure? No, they're spending money on it still today. So again, we don't need to come of European concept. Forget Messi can produce a Chitri, ask them that first. No, we can't. Do you produce a Chitri? Can you produce a Baichamutia? Can someone find an I'm Vision? Someone a player with the talent of an I'm Vision? No, we can't. So do you think in future there is an Opang League like league will happen in other footballing states at least? Let's see exact. I would hope so, but I don't know. That is happening because of the Mizoram Football Association and Reliance joining hands. Otherwise, it would not happen. So let's be very, very clear. All of this sounds very easy, very good, but why is it not happening? It is not happening because the right people, the right minds are not coming together to work on these things. Sad reality, but reality, right? That's the problem. Right. And with that, I slowly come to an end of this Indian football and more discussion on this Sunday evening, over 2 hours. Covered again a lot of topics, but again, my request, guys, if this channel is to grow, I will need your help. Without your help, this channel will not be able to grow. It is and like it, share it, and yeah, that's the most important. You know, 100 crores are Bruce Timmins, but Ali Dixon, people are nowhere near Asian level. Do it. Yeah, let's not get into that. Yes, people, as till now, we can't produce in Chitra and we're dreaming of producing player like Messi. Wake up, Insta in football become right. Yeah. Land price will go up anyway. Infrastructure can be rented out for multi-purpose things and can't sell players from academy. Listen, selling players from academies is not going to make you much money. If you're thinking that's a way, and multi-purpose thing, what are you going to do? Rent it out for multi-purpose things? Yeah. So, Akash, sorry, naive thinking. It doesn't work that way in an Indian context. They made their own facility. They also are making money. Zigzag, the senior Deccan owned the land. They could do that. Even built a stadium. But if you ask that, if you would ask Dr. Mahi, would you do it again? I don't know if he's going to say, yes, I would do it again and invest in Indian football. What's a Reliance looted money from Indian football, the biggest joke of century? Yeah, Raj, that's the problem. Arunfoot FC needs some transfers. Yeah, Simon, I need your support, guys. All of you. Not only you who are here, but all those who are listening. If Arunfoot is the platform is to get bigger, I need your support. You need to share stuff here on Insta, on X, on my YouTube. Share it to people. If you are, I know some of you guys are active in Indian football groups. Share my content. Share my content, and maybe the XYZ will join it. And therefore, thank you as always for your support. Without your support, again, otherwise I wouldn't do it. And that's what I'm saying. Watch my content. The more you watch it, the more people will be able to find it. That's something algorithm was rightly said. I think Akash said it a little earlier. That's always a thing. So therefore, yeah, thanks as always. And Vikram, thanks. I know that's what, but I'm saying it. You guys are needed. Therefore, thanks a lot. And I'll hopefully see you tomorrow evening with another Indian football more discussion. This is Arunava Chaudhuri signing off. Good night, everyone.